Good afternoon. My name is Chris Ogle, and welcome to this an L4G Soundbite, which is available to everybody in Link for Business. And today we have Mr. Link for Business himself, Simon Cox. Come and say hello, Simon.
Hello.
How you doing? All right?
Yeah, very good. Are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Thank you very much. So, these sound bites are an opportunity for people to talk a little bit about their business, clearly what they're passionate about, and so that people in the network can have a much better understanding of who people are and what they do. So, Simon, your business is Simon Cox Marketing Solutions. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means? Because it could mean anything, to be fair.
It could do. What it is, it's a combination really of promotional products with branded clothing, with printed literature, a little bit of design work as well, and a little bit of social media promotion as well. So what I do is I really help SMEs or charity groups or community groups really want to get their message out there. But it's not one of these marketing solutions where it's actually tangible product. It's not a case of they're going to see results guaranteed, because no one can get guaranteed results from marketing unless it will come in time, if you know where I'm coming from. So most of it is obviously brand awareness, getting things in front of people basically with something that they can hold in their hand.
So we're looking at the moment, and I know you're aware of this, at the Coffee Shop Union, and we're looking at the Marketing Union, and these are about bringing, if you like-minded industries or like-minded, similar complementary businesses together, because when you're making something like, I don't know, a printed, let's call a baseball cap or something, a lot of, I mean, I know a little bit about this industry because I myself have had a customer for years who's in this industry, but it's quite complicated, isn't it? Because, you've got multiple positions, you've got different sizes of imagery, you've got one color, two color, four color, quantities of product that people might want that reduces the prices. I mean, it's a complex business, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very. There's a lot of variables, which is why I don't sell online. The business has always been about raising awareness to the products that I can supply. People say to me, "Why don't you sell online, e-commerce, web shop, and always thought you'll make money doing it through that route?" But there are so many variables, and when you provide a lot of products, it's really sort of talking to people about what they want, how it will work for their business. Sometimes I actually talk myself out of business and out of sales because I don't think the product's right for the client. As a client approached me about must be about 4 or 5 weeks ago now. He wanted to buy 500 t-shirts. I said, "Don't. You're new to a business. You're new to the industry that you're trying to approach. No one knows you. No one's heard of you. Just do a few." And he's talking about placing an order for a few. So it's not all about money. It's making sure that people get the right service, the right level of expertise alongside. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I will talk people out of it if I don't think it's right. If they still want the level of order they want to place, they can place it. But that's where I sort of add on the service to say, look, are you sure you know what you're doing? Is this what you really want? To make sure they do. With the variables, I mean, especially on the clothing side, you've got obviously the colorways of the garment, you've got the size, you've got the position, you've got the logo position, you've got then the amount of detail that goes into the logo. So it could take 5 minutes per unit. It can take sometimes 45 minutes per unit. It's very difficult to judge it. People say, "How do you plan?" We don't. We just get on and do it. It's the only way. We've just got to. It's very much like plate spinning every day, but we thoroughly enjoy it, and it's a case of just looking at how we can manage things on a daily basis, where things are always evolving and always changing.
Yeah, I mean, I know a guy who's involved in bags. Now, most people, if you said to them bags, they go, "What? How complex can a bag be?" And as well as I do, there's Hessian bags, there's so many different types of bags, then there's cloth handles, plastic handles, rope handles, long handles, short handles. Then you've got laminated bags, you've got triangular bottoms, you've got 4-position prints, you got this, you got that. Goes on and on, doesn't it?
It does. And the thing is, people don't actually understand that sort of side. They don't understand what goes into it. And if someone says to me, "Can you give me a quote on this?" my first question is, "Can I see the logo?" And they think that I want to, especially if it's one of our print partners or something, they think I want to go direct. It's like, I don't want to go direct at all. I don't do that. I work with you as my client, but I need to understand what it is you want or what they want to be able to determine if we can even do the job. I've got a job sat actually to my right hand side. I've got a job sat here at the moment. I don't even know if we can do it because the size of the logo has got to go on a cap. And I'm looking at it and thinking, if that was my business, I wouldn't really want my brand represented like that, because the time we've reduced it down to go into the actual space we've got available, we're going to work to see if we can actually do the job. So what I normally do is normally run a sample in a way, show it to people. We always do that. Most of the time we'll do it, free of charge, to give them a taster before there's any commitment, because at the end of the day, if it's not right and we can't do the job, we won't do it. But we don't know until we go to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, so there's a lot of problems that people can have that people like you can solve. I mean, promotional merchandising is such a huge area, and there's whole catalogs, isn't there, that people can choose from like USB through to glassware to card holders to promotional stuff. You might have like a coin holder or something that you might have at a conference or something. It's just unending, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing, actually. I've had it this week where a gentleman's ordered some pens from me. He's gone to approve the artwork and he's changed his mind. He said, "I don't think this is right for me. I need a different pen. My logo is not big enough on the pen." So I've had to go through the whole, the product range to see if we can find a pen where he can get more print area to get his logo bigger. And there isn't one. So he's got what he's ordered. And the thing is, part of what my role is, I have to give all the information up front to say, there's a sample of the product. This is the print area we've got to work in, and that is it. There is no deviation away from that, unfortunately, because that's what the machine is to obviously brand the product. But they're always advised of it even before any sale takes place, because we need to make sure that we can actually fulfill the job and meet the expectations of the client. So it is a very challenging industry, but it is good fun. So it's the positive and negatives, like obviously with every business and with every industry. The positives are obviously it's a very colourful, very exciting industry. The negatives are the variables. And when people say to you, what products you supply, there's such a wide range, which is why, as I said, I don't really retail online for that purpose as well.
When it comes down to things like artwork and stuff, it and I know that people don't get this either, but you can print onto the same thing on 2 different products, and the colours will end up being different. And it's just impossible to get this bit sorted, because you have to adjust. If you were going to do that and get them the same, you'd have to make one thing not the same as the other, and judging how much it needs to be light and dark and color adjusted or whatever, based on what you're printing on. It's just so many variables. I think do you get a lot of wastage? Do you get a lot of people that just don't pay? Or
yes, I have had a situation last year. I did a job last year for a company that designs racing cars over at Silverstone. It was a lovely job to get, a lovely client, and did all the hard work. We got the product actually delivered. I'd got the Pantone and the CMYK references from both the client and the printer they used before to make sure everything flowed. I couldn't make a single mistake, but when it went onto the actual base, it was actually some pens. When it actually went into the plastic of the pen, the sort of the blue in the color of the logo turned slightly green. It was like an aqua color, and of course, we don't know about it until it's actually done. They didn't want to pay for a sample, so I took it along to them on the day of delivery, they opened up the box and went, "That's not our product. That's not our branding. That's not what we want." And I said, "Well, that's what you've approved." And it got into a very awkward situation. And it was just literally, look, I've just got to walk away here. I'd done my part right. I had sold the product to them based on the branding guidelines they provided me, but it was just the product didn't work. It just didn't meet the customer perception. So all we can do to limit that really at the early stage is make them aware that what you get might not be what you think you're going to get, but it's something that's close to it. And it can get very frustrating, um, especially when clients just see X and they want X. That's what they want. They know what they want, but they can't always have what they want, and it is very challenging. But all we can do is work with them to establish the best we can. Um, Gradients in logos. Oh, blimey! The amount of graphic designers I've met, and I said that don't design logos with gradients because, from an embroidery and print point of view, it's a nightmare. We can't embroider the gradient that you get in the logo. We have to go a solid color. But when you speak to the graphic designers, they come up with these amazing designs, and yet what people don't see with clothing is before you see a business card, you see someone wearing a branded piece of clothing. So sometimes it's the second point of impact when you first meet someone for the first time. The first point of impact is obviously a branded vehicle, and that's if you're looking out your window at someone looking to come to your office or something. The next thing is normally a piece of clothing that's got the logo on. So if they've got gradients in that's in the logo, we can't get anywhere near them. And I meet graphic designers and I say to them, look, don't do stuff with gradients if the client is thinking about getting their clothing branded, because we can't do it. And it's frustrating trying to educate them, but maybe it's a blog article at some point. I don't know, but it's one of those that one day I don't think the embroidery industry will ever change so that it can cater for the gradients, but it's just one of those things.
I mean, that's a great example though there of two things. Firstly, logo and designers working more closely with the people that are going to end up using the logo in a capacity, because obviously the closer they work together, the better the expectation of the right outcome. But the other thing is actually how complementary many people's businesses are.
Yeah.
And the more we can get those people working together, the more the happier the client and the better the end result, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, certainly for my part, when you meet graphic designers or want to meet them, I love to sort of use that as an example, just so that they're aware for their client's point of view. Because we did a job a couple of years ago for an asbestos company, and basically they had to rebrand the whole of their business because we couldn't embroider their logo. It was that challenging. So, to have a union or a group of people that are all like-minded, all focused together. We can't handle every bit of business that we all know. We can't go out and dominate the world. We're not here for that reason. We're here to work together so that we can, as sort of marketing professionals in our chosen fields and the branding side and the graphic design side, we can all provide people with with quality. So certainly, some form of marketing union or something where people are like-minded or dealing with a similar sort of client. We all get the same headaches, even if it's just a stress counselling session for us all. We can all sort of share the experiences we face and hopefully support each other as well.
So that kind of brings us right up to date, really. And I know that we work together on Link for Business and stuff like that. So just how obviously that's something that you made a decision to get involved in quite heavily. How do you see that impacting in a positive way on what you're doing?
From a business point of view, it's great because I've been networking now, and I got into business networking in 2009. It allows me to, if we've got loads of work coming through, it allows me to do something different, but also know, as I said on the soundbite I've done on What's My Story, I like to make a difference to people. So to know that I might have loads of work coming through, but somebody else might not. So being involved with Link for Business has given me a bit of a chance to obviously get out and help other people as well from the business network point of view, share my experience and knowledge from what I've learned from being involved in business networking and leading groups in the past. It's a chance to really sort of get involved and help Link for Business, or basically grow Link for Business as well.
And the more people that you know, of course, the more opportunities come your way, and the more people that actually can benefit from working alongside you. Because I'm sure there's loads of stuff that comes your way that someone needs a design or a logo done, or there's all sorts of people that you meet every week that can do stuff like that, but they may be scratching around looking for people who need something, and you're out meeting them at other places. So
Yeah.
hey, how it all comes together at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, look, what's the final word? Where do you see it going? What's your ambitions and your expectations for the business? Where do you want it to go?
For my business, obviously, I'm keen to ensure that the growth continues. I don't want to be a millionaire. I don't want to grow it to the big, corporate level that we're stuck trying to, work out. I just want to know that we've done a good job for people. But I want to make sure that my children have got a future. They've got employment in a couple of years' time. They've got opportunities to learn as well. But also, we can help, know that our clients also, being represented in a professional manner from the branding point of view. There's things I see and I think, who's done that and why is that? And we've overquoted a price before, and the clients come back to me saying that this is what I've got. And I said, well, that's why it was priced at that, because we knew what you were going to get by going, somewhere else. And fortunately, it's not a UK-based company they went to. So yeah, I mean, for me personally, I think you can never stop learning in business. I think it's a chance to, when you're out and about, you're always continually learning, but also knowing that if we're making a difference to people, then it all counts.
Brilliant. All right. Well, thanks ever so much, Simon, for that. This soundbite will go with the other soundbites that we're doing now. So we're building up a library of people talking about their businesses, which is going to be fantastic, and it can go in with the Link for Business profile page on the Link for Business website, which is brilliant because it gives people a chance to get to know people even if they haven't met them. So yours will be there hopefully shortly. So brilliant stuff. Well, thanks, son. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay, and I will catch you at an event soon.
You will do.
Okay, take care. Bye now.
See you soon.